Welcome back to the 2019 LCS Spring Finals here at the Chaifetz Arena. I am joined by FlyQuest Wild Turtle. Before we get into game number 3, Turtle, it's down 2-0 for TL. In your mind, what can be done here to start bringing it back?
They just need to trust in each other and just bring on a good game, I guess.
And being in this position many times on the final stage, this intense crowd around you throughout every game, what is that like and how does it play against you or for you?
You just don't want to disappoint, so I think it's pretty nice being down 0-2. You shouldn't be there, but it's not bad. And you do make the comebacks at arenas like this.
All right, Turtle, final question for you before we get back to game. Who is your LCS GOAT?
Bjergsen.
You heard it there. Let's head back to the casters to get into game 3.
Thank you very much, Riv. Welcome back for game 3 of TSM versus Team Liquid. I'm sure the fans in the audience have favorites for this one. TSM up 2-0 already. Will they make it 5 straight wins over TL this split?
And we have had 2 very close games, but it has been TSM coming out on top when it counts. Broken Blade has been an absolute monster. Bjergsen certainly very effective on the Lux last game, but really, it was the TSM team effort. Their play together was fantastic in game number 2.
And our question has to be, what are the changes Team Liquid are going to make to change the course of this series? So far, targeting again the solo laners, Lissandra, Ryze, and Akali again, banned away.
One thing I would like to see Team Liquid doing is either A, drafting to protect Doublelift in the team fight, or B, giving him a champion that has more safety, more kind of individual agency, as both in game 1 and game 2, he was left on a champion without a move block, getting dove and taken down time and time again.
So same 6 bans as game 1, back to blue side for Team Liquid. They change up that Galio first pick for a Varus, the champ that was played by Sven, so it will be a new pick for him. Team Liquid hoping their reshuffled draft will bring them success here.
Varus, a very versatile bot lane champion, can go with the on-hit build, can go with the lethality poke build, does have a lot of possible lane control, and can bring crowd control to the rest of the team fight.
And with the Galio grabbed up here, this often means TL should be able to take the Tahm Kench for Olay, or rather, excuse me, for CoreJJ to be able to protect Doublelift here. So that will give him some ability to actually avoid a little bit of this dive. We'll see if they do draft more for a team fight, or if it's going to be more about the carries again here for Impact, because it has been back-to-back Kennen games. It has not really translated into success in the later stage of the game.
Yeah, honestly, Broken Blade has been an outstanding member for the whole series here for TSM. Focus back on bottom lane, though. The Kalista from Sven. He played it on Origin. He played it under a different name. Still has the same power in the bottom side. And Galio is one of the best champions to pair with Kalista. You can pull the Galio out when the Galio engages. You can throw the Galio in to start off the engages. There's a very, very versatile number of openings that you can make with these 2 champs.
The aggressive 2-on-2 can look great for TSM. They might need gank assist because you do have to play up when doing it. CoreJJ on what I think is his best champion all year. His Tahm Kench is everywhere all the time, not only saving people, but making the kills happen as well. And they are really going split, push, focus, the Nocturne hover, the LeBlanc grab. Either way, side lanes matter a lot here.
And if they want to go for the LeBlanc, it has to be now, because LeBlanc has been getting phase 2 banned out by TSM in both of those early games. It will be a switch. The GP also banned out in those phase 2 bans by TSM, so Team Liquid is going to blind it. TSM will have the opportunity to counterpick top lane right here, and then still save their last pick counterpick for Bjergsen, and that is what they're kind of opting into.
I am immediately looking at a possible kill counterpick for TSM's bottom side. But it's going to be the Vladimir again. Broken Blade was outstanding on this Vladimir. Game number 1, absolutely destroyed for TSM.
Those range matchups can be really difficult actually here for GP. Not only do you have the auto attacks to be able to knock down the barrels, you do actually have kill pressure post 6. There is the potential to dive and take down this guy, especially if you do get a strong diving jungler paired alongside it. But that being said, Impact, if he is able to weather the storm, will have a huge contribution in the later stages.
Yeah, the ultimate cross-map ultimate from not only Gangplank, but also the Tahm Kench Abyssal Voyage later on may allow Team Liquid to try and play the map. However, That looks difficult if you're looking against a Kalista Galio bottom lane, and then if Broken Blade plays as he has done so far this series and has an advantage with the Vladimir, things become tricky.
They do, definitely. But that being said, if GP can stay even, hit that Triforce, grab something like a Maw to be able to survive any potential dives, you can hold the Vladimir at the turret, constantly wave clear that out, and then you're playing more around double lift, alting bot lane, alting wherever he is, trying to assist him. They have built in some protection as well with this Tahm Kench, so I do like the beginnings of this draft because it's feeling perhaps more of that kind of regular team fight style that most people think TL has been most successful at.
Corki band now away as well. Looking at mid laners that you might see Bjergsen play once Jensen has to blind pick his own champion. Still have yet to see a jungler for both these sides right here. TSM gets first dibs.
It's so interesting to see that Jarvan is the one that gets banned away because they're very worried about the Galio-Jarvan combo, less concerned perhaps about the Rek'Sai that could actually come out.
Rather than idle a block, though,
Okay,
TSM
wow.
sent in 2 bans and grab mid right away. So gauntlet thrown, Bjergsen blinds the mid. What does Jensen have?
That's actually so interesting to blind your mid and save that pick for a jungle. Tells me they have a very conditional pick that they are actually saving. Perhaps something along the lines of a Kindred could work here, having additional physical damage in the lineup, but it's very, very interesting. They're really prioritizing Acadian's pick, so I'm curious to see what it'll be.
Yeah, and Acadian himself has performed so well on the Rek'Sai. He's going to be facing off against Skarner with the buffed area of the Spires and the possibility of pulling in and locking up that one powerful carry.
I mean, if LeBlanc makes one misstep, if you go forward and get pulled in, that is terrifying.
One of the biggest counters to LeBlanc is that point and click CC. Doesn't allow her to go for the poke and harassment later on. Zed has been a classic, but it's just going to be the hover, and Syndra will be Jensen's choice into the LeBlanc, looking for the big burst damage.
Most known on Bjergsen, he's been a go-to Cinder player. Rek'Sai will be the pick right now. Rek'Sai into Skarner in the jungle matchup, but single target damage is absolutely here for Team Liquid. Varus has the snipe, Syndra has the ult, and Skarner the same, so they can certainly pick off at least one. The question is what comes on afterwards for Team Liquid.
A tremendous amount of CC here too, right? All 3 of the carries from TSM can be vulnerable to that. Kalista, relatively short range. Vladimir, if you do get Skarner ulted before you can pull, there's potential to be burst down. LeBlanc as well depends on being so slippery and avoiding that. So TL have a lot of answers, but TSM have been playing so incredibly well as a team, and they have a lot of dive and a lot of pick.
One thing that people have looked for with Jensen is avoiding ganks, avoiding pressure in the mid lane. You have to do that as a Syndra versus a LeBlanc and a Rek'Sai. LeBlanc, one of the best mid laners at setting up ganks. Rek'Sai, especially with Flash, very capable of going for those burst kills.
And we touched on it earlier, but if you have Vladimir into GP, there is dive and kill potential post 6. That is much higher now with the Rek'Sai, who can also reset turret aggro. You have 2 champions who can dodge the turret aggro with the pool and the Rek'Sai ult. And if GP is going to go for something early like a Maw to try to survive there, then you're even more vulnerable to the physical damage coming from Rek'Sai.
Seems like a very comfortable champion select for TSM, but Team Liquid have to make the most of this moment. This time right now, they have to turn the series around.
Every finals TL has been in has been 3-0. Across 2018, they won both of them, but now backs against the wall. They must do the reverse sweep that TSM pulled off in the semifinals. Broken Blade, the last man on your screen, hard carried game 1, and he's looking good in his first year in North America. We're on to the Rift. Team Liquid must win 3 straight, or TSM are back to being the best team of all time in North America.
It's such a paradigm shift here now for Impact in this top lane. Kennen, to me, is a champion that needs to be lane dominant. And I feel that GP is better suited to Impact's playstyle. It is still that carry, but it is where you can withstand, where you can stay back and contribute to the team elsewhere, just survive. That is, I think, where he has had his best showings historically. On champions like GP, on champions like Gnar in North America, he has been a monster.
We'll see if this is enough to make the difference. Because so far this series, Broken Blade has been the one to dictate. Here we go on the bottom side. Skarner Spire picked up by TSM early, and Ghost Poros are traded.
15 gold apiece down there is going to feel solid. Team Liquid doing similar stuff on the top side as Smithy will do his very best to keep his farm up here. Both these champions should have very fast clears, especially on AoE camps, as the mid laners start to trade blows and Jensen deals the first damage of the game.
Jensen looking here for some aggressive positioning up by the melee minions with the Qs, but Bjergsen, pretty quick feet.
Also worth noting, down here in the bottom lane, neither of the marksmen do have TP this time around. We have been seeing teleport every game from Doublelift and Sven. So it will be double combat summoners on both sides.
And not only that, Sven has gone with the Hail of Blades Callista. This is super lane dominant. In addition to the extra attack speed here, well, actually, let's take a look at this jungle intervention first.
Oh, doesn't find the opening for the stun there, Smithy, as he's got to worry about what could be the knockup as well. Akaden even getting extra regen thanks to the red buff he's cleared.
Critical, though, that Bjergsen has the push, right? As soon as Bjergsen gets that lane control, nice scatter of the week, but once he gets that lane control, it means that Akaden can just take that scuttle, because if you commit to it from Smithy, Bjergsen will have the faster roam.
The claim TSM getting topside scuttle as we now look at this bot lane pressure. Looks pretty good for Team Liquid's side. Doublelift can play so aggressive now that he's got a Tahm Kench by his side. Even an exhaust on that support. So the backline diving that has worked so well for TSM and stopped Doublelift from being able to really play the game, that won't be happening here anymore. It'll be a much easier team fight for him, and that might make a very big difference in this game.
And Smithy gets the bottom side Scuttle Crab as well for some more security here for the pushing of Doublelift and Core JJ.
As the minions go down, it will be a farm lead on the Team Liquid side. Good damage towards Sven, but there's a really good trade back.
And I do really like the 2v2 here from TL. I favor them if it is just that straight matchup. Varus having the additional range, the ability to poke, but the gank assist on the side of TSM is very, very strong with the Galio and the Callista. So that is why it's so important to track Akaden for Core JJ and Smithy to be constantly warding him out and knowing where he is.
Yeah, that level 6 power is enormous. In the mid lane, once again, checking in on Jensen and Bjergsen. Again, the scatter of the week, supposed to be used reactively, countering the distortion damage from the LeBlanc. Jensen so far has been able to stand tall in the minion wave, is getting the push down as well.
And we've also got to remember that Bjergsen sacrificed his counter pick to get Akaden the Rek'Sai here, to give him that option of what he would play as the final pick. And that is, a lot of pressure, I feel like, on Akaden to be able to perform here. Bjergsen put in a tougher matchup, and also a lot of trust in a guy who's in his first playoffs. You have a 4-time MVP that's giving up his counter pick to get you the Rek'Sai.
And it's something that Bjergsen's always been able to do. That happened, of course, in their semifinal win over Cloud9 as well. I will give Broken Blade the counter pick, just blind for me. I'll hold up no matter what. And Bjergsen has been the better mid regardless of the matchup so far this series. Jensen has been unable to beat him in the finals despite how good he is, despite his teammates. This time Jensen said it's on him. He's got the team to make it work, but so far a bit quiet in this series. His first trophy on the line. He's got to go 3 straight against a player who's done more than him every step of the way.
Pretty low health bars for both marksmen down here on the bottom side without a lot of sustain left. So Doublelift and Sven very, very cognizant of the enemy junglers, trying to keep track of jungle pathing this early on and not playing too far up.
Well, the farm so far so good for Impact. We do see that it's grass that gives him better laning sustain overall. It gives him some extra durability in case of dives. It's not the same gold printing. It'll be a later Trinity Force. It does make that 1v1 a bit nicer. This time, Smithy not spotted. Sven at half HP. Now he is seen by the ward. Controller turns it off, but they know he's here. And back plays TSM. No gank to be had, but now safety required.
And I do think the grasp is really an intelligent choice, not even just from the laning, but if you're proccing it constantly, building up a bigger base of health to be able to survive the potential all-in. Because Vladimir really does want to look for those sort of plays. Now both junglers playing here around mid lane. Not sure if Smithy was spotted by that ward, and he will be now.
Yep, both junglers have been alerted. Ghostporo and Ward doing their work here. But Akaden on the Rek'Sai side does get priority over the bottom side. River will head down to join Smoothie.
Once again, Smithy making his return down here as Akaden's in the fog of war. Those wards are gone. Here's the engage for Tahm Kench. A lot of crowd control, and he can't get the shield. 2 first bloods in a row for Akaden. Not answered back. Good flash away.
And just like that, TSM pull off the first blood and the money given over to this Rek'Sai, accelerating the Warrior, accelerating the level 6 here for Acadian. This has been his champion.
It certainly has, and that takes so much confidence on the side of TSM to choose Tahm Kench as that target, because I think if the gray health goes off there, that fight gets turned around on them. Sven and Smoothie were both really low.
Again, Hail of Blades, better for lane phase than Lethal Tempo. You get the quick 3 autos out, stack up those spears. Smoothie got the CC chain, and they immediately rip those spears out with the Ignite down, pull off the kill. And that was just as the level 6 had come in for impact too, so Gangplank Ultimate was used. If they don't get that kill, if the gray health goes off, then that is going to be a lot expended.
Certainly a lot of confidence shown by TSM, and also excellent crowd control there. That was Justice Punch directly into taunt, directly into knockup. There was no chance at all for CoreJJ to actually get that gray health off, so just perfectly done by TSM, and now it is TL starting up the Dragon on Aspire. Skarner is so good at taking down this Dragon, but TSM is moving over here.
Yerkson's here, double lift the same. Now Jensen rejoining, and they might just be a little bit too far out. Decent damage on those double lift. Can't get the back half of the chain, but this shouldn't be picked up. This shouldn't be a steal. Early Ocean Drake is really good. They found the root. It won't be the re-engagement of Bjergsen, though. The flash, the pushback, but they found one. No! CoreJJ saves the Skarner, and out goes X50. The second root's gonna land, though. They might get this one. Core still has a flash, has to burn it, but he's low. Will there be the follow-through? The spears are in, and he is gonna fall. Sven gets a second kill of the game.
Really nicely done there by TSM. I still think it probably was worth for Team Liquid to get that early Ocean on their side, and critically, Doublelift had not bought, so there was no chance of contesting that in an actual fight, despite the fact that TL had, a good amount of members around that play. It was already a full Cutlass buy for Sven to just a Doran's Blade and no pots.
Looking at an engage right now, a full health Gangplank gonna be dropped down about half HP as Broken Blade just trades blows back and forth, and Power Q coming, and here comes Acadian. Level 6 means is going to land. The Void Rush, the Flash, the Orange is staying alive, but no gank yet. Xmithy not gonna be able to find the kill.
Yeah, Xmithy is level 6, possibly go for an ultimate there, but Impact was very low health, and Jensen was extremely far away.
Warrior already completed here on Acadian's side. That's gonna be nice, of course. First Blood paying that forward, 300 gold up individually in the matchup. A while till Xmithy has bought, just has the Predator boots now.
Again, this is going to be flash down for Impact in the top side. No teleport, no flash on this Gangplank. He has to be very careful now, watching for possible repeat ganks from Acadian.
Thankfully for him, though, at least his ultimate is up, which gives you the ability to, if they're trying to force a dive, ult the wave, back off, play this kind of defensive style. And also means there's more threat now to try to go for an all-in on someone like even Smoothie. When you drop GP ult, you have the Predator plus Flash Skarner ult. There's a lot of ways for them to try to force on bot side, and I think that's where they should look.
100 gold separates these squads, but 2 games puts TSM up in this series. Triple championship point for the winningest team of all time in North America. Yerksen's 6th title, TSM's 7th overall, and they would stop Team Liquid's win streak. TSM, the only team who has ever won 3 straight in North America. TL would need to reverse sweep to make it that for themselves. Waiting as Xmithy is now on the bottom side again. Predator almost available, does have the ult, no wards spot him.
He unfortunately was already spotted by the red buff by an earlier ward, so certainly TSM gonna be playing safe around the bot side, knowing Smithy could be there, and we'll see if Smithy even knew, because it did expire while he was over, so it is possible he saw those ward debris.
All right, his Predator is back up now. Skarner, Predator, Flash, and Ultimate available, just itching to make a play. Whenever you have all of these cooldowns, farming is not the most ideal play, and they're just looking for an area to try and capitalize.
Knock up, taunt, ignite, a lot of damage. Back, but CoreJJ can't flash him away. Big damage, another knock up, flash, and he'll use, but there is the re-engage. Galio cannot get out, even burns the ultimate.
The turnaround from Team Liquid with the Gangplank ultimate coming down, and now Tahm Kench is going to cut them off.
Sven's surrounded in Jensen's first, but Bjergsen right behind him. Now Doublelift is alone. Void Rush because of the smite. They'll turn it right back around, but but Jensen's here. The flash for the stun. They might just get that kill. Sven, his days are numbered, and he will drop as CoreJJ licks him down.
They do get another kill there, but no reason for CoreJJ to have taken that. There was no summoners. Give the kill to Jensen, but TSM do at least get one back, as TL did not know Acadian was in the area, and he's able to just go forward and take down Doublelift by himself.
Now they're re-engaged towards CoreJJ. Level 6 on Tom Kench, pops the shield. That's gonna wear off soon. Smoothie wants back in, finds the double taunt. Here comes Teleport. Bjergsen finds one onto the support as Impact is here, but no crowd people to find just yet. Through the Spire they go, they're fast. They're gonna find a slow, and a stun is up soon. Smoothie knows he is gonna go down. He'll be eaten for lunch, and Jensen gonna get on the board.
All of this leaving Broken Blade topside. His teleport was not available. It just came up now. So the Vladimir does get the minions into the turret. Team Liquid get the extra kill though.
They do get the extra kill, but critically they'll be down TP for this dragon, which is going to be spawning here, which likely means it's TSM's too good.
Down the TP and down the Gangplank ultimate. Here's another look at that initiation from Smoothie. What a combo. So much burst damage to start it out. That makes them want to follow up the 2v2, but it quickly turns into a 3.5 v2 with the Gangplank ultimate coming down, Xmithy down through the river, and the turnaround kill for Team Liquid. Then they wanted to chase it extremely deep, and we jump forward another minute as CoreJJ is the next target for TSM.
Yeah, Smoothie has respawned. He's back down here to this bottom lane. Jensen's pushing away Acadian, but this forces out the TP here from Impact, and they do take down CoreJJ, and it is only that traded back kill post-teleport.
Then with the Shrine and the Skarner Spire there, they're able to chase down Smoothie for the kill. Here's topside though.
Here is the dive, 2 versus 1. Look at the burst damage. He's gonna try to live, eats the oranges, stays a few more seconds alive, but Acadian drops aggro, and that kill is clean under the turret.
Yep, Xmithy's gonna be here, but his partner is already gone. Impact back in the fountain. TSM strike quickly.
And that's the play I was talking about in Champ Select that you can pull off on GP. Impact played that about as well as he could have, but he didn't have flash and he didn't have ult, which would have made all the difference there. You know, waited to use that orange until he was very low HP for a bigger heal. He played it really as well as you could, but TSM executing very cleanly on that.
And with no teleport, Impact will also have to walk back to lane. So he loses out on that minion wave that TSM push into the turret. Xmithy picks it up on the full tank Skarner.
Here comes the quick reset, a lull on the map as champions come back to where they are, and the gold once again basically tied. Ocean Drake keeps spinning laning phase. Look good for TL.
One thing we've got to mention though is it's almost 40 CS up for Doublelift. He has had a really big advantage here on the bottom side, so very impressive laning in the 2v2, and that is a big reason why the gold is so close, right? It was first blood, it's 2 extra kills for TSM as well as an extra turret plate, but we're even.
Doublelift get into play, League of Legends and team fights. Might have been one of the big factors here. No longer are those dives unstoppable because you've got Tom Kench next to him. The laning phase looked good, and they can find those team fights even better. Blade of the Ruined King now done for both of these carries. But Doublelift was supposed to be one of the big factors for TL, and he's been killed so frequently in these team fights across this series. This might be different. Herald picked up there for Smith. The plates are already gone, but can still turn that around into a turret in the next couple of minutes.
They're posturing towards that dragon. It looks like TL perhaps wants to make a move, but again, it is TP advantage to Broken Blade on the top side. He's also level 11 with the rank 2 ultimate now, so it would be terrifying to see him join that fight.
Yeah, that would be devastating for Team Liquid at this point. So that's why TSM move in. They start up the Cloud Drake, and they should be able to secure it.
Looks like no problems at all. Liquid not willing to play for this one in the slightest. They've still got Gangplank on the top side. They're standard dual lane down bot. No one swapped around just yet. As Herald still ticks down. We have a bunch of armor coming through for Xmithy. He goes towards that Righteous Glory, slowly but surely. Still the Black Cleaver for the 3-kill Rek'Sai. 100% kill participation on this champion. Acadian in his very first playoffs, all the way to the finals, and 2-0 up on Team Liquid.
And he deserves so much credit because he is not getting just dragged along for the ride. He's been incredible.
Speaking of getting dragged along, Xmithy wants to see Broken Blade with that Spire, but not going to get him just yet.
Vladimir is definitely a tricky champion to try and pin down with Skarner as well. And Impact on Gangplank doesn't have a lot of setup, so Broken Blade is able to heal back up off this minion wave.
That being said, Impact very close now to the Triforce. He's now at level 11 as well. Triforce completes, and that is really the point in the game where you can you kind of feel very safe clearing waves under your own turret. You're one-shotting those ranged minions, and it becomes hard to pressure turret whatsoever.
Bottom lane, maybe the name of the game here for Team Liquid, but CoreJJ can turn that around to anywhere. Normally he is so good with that global ultimate. He's a player I really have my eyes on. But the TSM side, you have Broken Blade back on the Vladimir that he hard carried game 1 on. Acadian on form as well. And those are two players who have done so much for TSM, the two newest additions alongside Smoothie. No slouch in his own right. He wants his first title. He's fallen short as well. At the hands of TSM, now with them. Looks to grab that first trophy.
Meanwhile, bottom lane is where they're looking here for TSM.
Another fight. Top side is Broken Blade. Gets plenty of damage there. Not the Tides of Blood to land. Smoothie turns the Predator on. Now TSM bot side. Looking for the taunt. They're going to find that one. They're going to push double it to safety for the re-engage knock-up. And CoreJJ cannot get the gray health on. The snipe back. One hit would do him in, but it's not going to be enough.
Heal goes down as well. TSM do get Smoothie out. They should be able to get the turret, but Rift Guard was used by Team Liquid on the top side, and Impact is going to make this one worth.
Demolish adds a lot of damage. First turret will still go TSM's way. No, it's going to be knocked down top side. They stopped hitting it, and they gave a little bit of extra gold over to the one side. Either way, turrets will fall on either one. A 150 bonus gold for the first turret.
And again, TSM able to take down CoreJJ before he can get that gray health off. This is multiple times that has happened. And Impact maybe gonna get soloed out here.
Has to flash over that wall. And already the top lane getting worse and worse now for the Team Liquid side. Broken Blade time after time. This is the better of these side lane matchups.
Take another look at that dive. CoreJJ backing off, Double F flashing over for the Devour. And then TSM triple flashes in to try and finish him off. They get the knock-up, and they take him down before he lands. And Smoothie so close to going down there on the exit with the Gangplank ultimate, all the minion damage. But TSM get him out alive.
And getting Sven out of this matchup, I think, is really, really important. He's still, with all the help that they have gotten from Acadian, he's still down 40 CS. He wants to be farming safely elsewhere. He wants to be away from this Varus, it feels like, looking for picks with his ultimate and trying to make plays, and may have an easier time of doing that now.
Jensen as well in the mid lane, a healthy CS lead for him on the Syndra, trying to push in Bjergsen. Constantly under threat, does have a stopwatch himself, so the big plays still can be made.
Yeah, he can be a major factor. Sven does not have any MR in the build, nor does Broken Blade, though of course Sanguine Pool and Stopwatch can block some of the damage. There are fertile targets right now. Both junglers, 100% kill participation.
Oh,
got more kills. Now on a double lift. Plenty of big damage there. CoreJJ brings him to safety. Not even knocked up either. Guardian Shield gives move speed. Waiting for the next knockup. Gonna find damage towards the Tom Kench. And he's trying to run. Gray health pop this time. Buys a lot of time. And now though, Sven gets that kill. Now on the top side of the river. Smoothie will drop. And a second kill for Impact. He has arrived. They've knocked the team over, but one is traded back as Jensen goes down. 2 for 2 overall.
Whoa, Impact does have a big teleport down to clean up the bottom lane, but TSM, by the red buff, get another kill for themselves. And Broken Blade also looking strong. Impact does get slowed and he's gonna get chased off. Phase Rough activated.
Second Tides of Blood, and here comes Acadian. 2 versus 1. This might just be the damage. Empower Q heals. Goodbye to Impact. A rampage for the TSM jungler.
Acadian is popping off in what could be the final game here for TSM.
TSM's new look, definitely powerful here. Replay, let's focus on the top side here. Double Lift does walk by the bush. Acadian starts this whole thing out. He knows that there is also no flash on CoreJJ. Tries to get this knockup. CoreJJ spamming the gray health this time though, so he does delay it by getting that extra health up. Kalista very good against Tom Kench though, stacking up the spears, pulls it out afterwards. Double Lift got the kill onto Smoothie, and then Impact cleans up the kill onto Sven. But again, that same brush. TSM find the kill onto Jensen, making it the 2 for 2, and then they stick around. All these wards throughout that red side jungle, and still, they're able to navigate it and find the kill onto Impact, quickly cutting short his glory.
Yeah, and TL, they could not actually continue that fight because it's both the solos and the super fed jungler that were still alive from TSM, their strongest 3 members by far, so certainly there was a ton of power left there for TSM despite the 2 for 2.
Acadian actually most gold on the map right now. He is actually the carry in this game. TSM have taken turns with who steps up the most to win these ones.
And what a story for Acadian. Biding his time in the LCS. He actually was moved to the Academy team and got bumped up
Exactly.
to TSM's starting spot. This split completely has changed the look of the team and absolutely dominating in his first finals.
That really is incredible. He wasn't even the intended starter. It's Greg who stepped back from injury, and Acadian filled those shoes just beautifully. 4-0-5 now, moving towards the Guardian Angel. He can dive anyone he wants.
Now TSM have never looked back.
Doublelift now at least does have the Rage Blade, so that working for them. And if you can keep this Varus safe, certainly will be able to put out a huge amount of damage. One thing I'm always looking for, though, against a Vladimir team is healing debuffs, is that Grievous Wounds, and it hasn't come in just yet. It is being worked towards here from Jensen, but if you do not have a healing debuff on the Vladimir, he's going to go straight back to full.
Definitely got to keep your eyes on Broken Blade. Has been another star player for this team, one of the recent additions. Team Liquid, though, concentrating around mid lane. They've got the control ward on Baron. They've taken over the extra wards through the river leading up to it as well, and you can see the pings from TSM. I'm concerned about this area.
Killing the minions back and forth. This top river is what matters. 22.5 in. Baron is up. Double Cloud for TSM means a lot of move speed. The Ocean Drake lets Team Liquid be a bit resilient to poke. An extra mana to throw those spells out themselves. Top Scuttle also goes to Team Liquid. This river, very blue in terms of vision. It'll be difficult for TSM to get their way around as TL makes sure no one's waiting in these brushes, and they'll try to get their waves back under control.
This is the time for Team Liquid. 2 world champions on their roster. Star-studded lineup. Backs against the walls here in the finals, though. If they want to keep their streak going, they have to win now.
TSM, the only LCS champion on their roster is Bjergsen. The rest of these guys have never quite tasted that North American trophy, and yet they look like the best team this year. Up in kills, 2-0 up in the series. TSM returning to greatness with a new lineup, 3 new players this split.
And it's the bounce back from 2018, where they had their worst year ever, where for the first time ever, they did not make a finals, they did not go to Worlds, they did not go to MSI. And TSM are trying desperately to work back towards that, on the precipice of doing just that.
Everyone taking their turns being the star. Bjergsen still doing well for himself, but it's everyone else who stepped up so nicely. Smoothie landing amazing CC chains for JJ on 5 deaths because of the Galio engages. Broken Blade, we saw how insane game 1 was, and Acadian in 2 and 3 especially have been pretty much immaculate. Looking now to play around this one. There's the pullback. This might be the beginning of that comeback for TL, but they can't find that second stun. Instead it's CoreJJ engaging a stopwatch burn, but Acadian, he might just drop. They'll kill Smoothie instead, 1 for 0. Bjergsen over the wings, can't find that kill, and TL starting to show signs of life.
Team Liquid get their pick. The Skarner does come through. Smithy finds the kill, but what can they get with it? Not much in the way of minion waves right now. It's just too dangerous for them.
Yeah, they really wanted that shutdown from Acadian, but the stopwatch, the flash, the peels from Smoothie were enough to keep him alive, and that is why they were willing to commit so heavily to it. A lot of ults flown. We'll see if TSM does look to strike back when Smoothie is back out here.
Gold, still TSM's favor. Drake count their favor as well. This turret not yet down, but does feel like Impact can feel comfortable split pushing on this gangplank at least.
And Grievous Wounds coming in from multiple sources now. Executioner's grabbed here by Impact. Morello's completed by Jensen. So that is more of an ability to shut down both the healing from Broken Blade as well as Sven, who likely will be building into multiple sources of lifesteal.
All right, here it is. Acadian venturing into the Team Liquid jungle, looking for some vision. Immediately gets ulted there by Smithy as well as Jensen. Tunnels back out, flashes, Smoothie comes in to try and protect. They even use a Callista ultimate to get the knockback and have Smoothie re-engage. Then trying to Galio out, ult back out of that fight is not gonna happen. All the Team Liquid members are around and they finish the kill.
It was a very good pick, and TL means that they are now basically tied in gold. They keep fighting for those controls. Drake spawns in 10 seconds. Baron is up. The vision very tight on both these sides. Red buff recently picked up now by Doublelift. Broken Blade, it's right there. There's the empower damage output. Broken Blade gonna try to get that kill. Not gonna have it here. But Righteous Glory is in. They're gonna find themselves the pullback. Is this the kill? The stuns come in, and the top laner is assassinated. It's time for round 2. Smithy is fast. He'll find a slow, and he is furious to find another kill. But pulled back in. Sven gonna get him back out. Looking for the re-engage. Smoothie gonna stun, gonna flash away. Bjergsen tries to kill him, won't just do it yet. Ignite is on, and he is low. Rek'Sai, if he lands a Q, can kill Doublelift. Smoothie's going down. Team Liquid 2 in a row. Sven on the wings though, can he find that Varus kill? They might know where he is. They're gonna find that Q on one side. Impact at half HP. Bjergsen finds some poke onto the Drake that TSM are not yet willing to give up. And TL huddled together for safety. Regenning back up with his Drake. Looking at TSM. Will they come back in? Mountain Drake picked up. No slow.
Smithy once again finds a critical pull here. Doublelift is able to survive and kite Broken Blade long enough for the team to collapse. They get 2 kills and a quick dragon.
Yeah, you get that mountain, but it's Impact being hunted here by Acadian.
Good damage here for the Rek'Sai. The ult, plenty of damage for the Sterix Gauge and the oranges. That's enough. And Smithy is here. A shutdown to the gangplank.
Team Liquid are marching forward here. They will not go down yet, and they find another kill as Acadian tries to snipe Impact. Here's another look at Broken Blade trying to make the play onto Doublelift.
And look how quickly TL comes to collapse to protect him. CoreJJ flashing over the wall, Smithy charging in. They get the initial shutdown, and it's full on pursuit.
Team Liquid trying to bring structure to this game. Continuing the chase as 5. Smithy got the slow through 2 members there, allowing the chase to continue onto Smoothie and Sven. Both of them trying to kite backwards while Bjergsen puts more pressure onto Doublelift.
And Acadian was fishing for these Prey Seekers constantly, looking to be able to actually take down Doublelift. He still had his ult up, but he could never find them, and now it's TL. Mountain Dragon in pocket, Blade of the Rune King, Rage Blade. You can shred a Baron.
And grouped up as 5 again. Tanks in front with Smithy on the front lines. They take the last outer turret. Mid lane down.
Also critically, Doublelift did not have to expend his flash in that last fight, so it's going to be that much harder to get onto him and take him down.
Nor even his Hex Drinker, and the Maw is on the way. So he can survive Broken Blade in many of these encounters. He can survive Bjergsen as well. The Hex Drinker back up and ready to go. And the backlaner not being killed. 3-1-3 on this Varus, 4-2-3. High kills for Impact. He's got the Yomus. We mentioned the Executioners earlier. Sterix keeps him alive against some of these dives. Team Liquid have enough threats that even if a dive does work, someone else can follow through.
They certainly do, and while TL do have some good things working for them, it's level 16 Vladimir. It is 3 items working towards that death cap. We saw in game 1 the impact that Broken Blade can have in a team fight. If he can find that flank, if he can get into the back line, that could be all TSM needs to win a championship.
Team Liquid, again, playing to the group. Trying to get vision around Baron. They have the Skarner Spire in this area. Smithy has Flash available, Righteous Glory active, and Predator on a very short cooldown.
Mid lane controlled by Team Liquid. The Baron pick controlled by them as well. TSM do not have vision outside of their jungle up there. It's fog, and it's dangerous fog.
You can also notice critically QSS has come through for CoreJJ. He does not want to go down without being able to get that gray health off. And now AoE CCing both him and Doublelift does not necessarily stop him from being able to eat up Doublelift and save him. He's also gone for the Locket, which I think is so incredibly effective against all of this burst, and especially the AoE damage coming through from Vladimir.
Team Liquid may have turned the corner. TSM normally so good in their mid to late game. That's where so many of their games and their wins came from. But Team Liquid look like they have the tools they need, though certainly not out of reach from TSM's side either.
And double QSS is coming in on TSM side as well. Sven and Smoothie, both no longer targets for the Skarner ultimate. As the game goes longer and more people pick up these QSSs and deny the possibility there of those game-changing ultimates.
Certainly do, but for now, still some good targets available. Acadian even a great target on the Rek'Sai. Very vulnerable to getting burst down. Bjergsen, if you make that misstep, if you get hit by a Scatter of the Weak as you distort in and you're ulted out of that, that can be game-changing.
You know Sven can pull Smoothie back out, so this Galio feels so safe to fight for the ward. Stunned, but barely takes meaningful damage. TSM now the first to clear out the mid lane. Answered soon by TL, but Sven gets the gold, the XP. As the minions drop, Broken Blade is sent to bottom lane. Impact close to his Mortal Reminder, but not completed just yet, but that'll help him kill frontline. Help him kill a Kaden and Smoothie most notably. As the next play is coming through, a recall out for Broken Blade in that bottom right corner. Moving towards Death Cap. Now he's got his own QSS, one less target. That Skarner can kill easily.
Certainly worth noting, though, that Sven has been bought a lot of time. He was quite behind in the latent phase, but has caught up in the farm, has got 3 kills for himself. He's on 3.5 items here also, so certainly going to be a big threat. But with all this money invested into lifesteal, eventually that's going to be a Mercurial, 3 lifesteal items. There's a lot of healing debuffs there. There's the Executioners, there's the Morellos, which can cut through a lot of it and make that lifesteal worth much less.
Bjergsen feels safe right now as the mid lane's cleared on TL's side. Second Mountain Drake of the game is up. TL have 1, TSM would like 1. Either way, both these marksmen will cut through large objectives quickly. It is TL pulling this out. They've got Spire control. Impact spotted out by the Rex side, but this is going to be burned down quickly. And it will be smited out by the Skarner. Acadian not in. Watch out for the re-engage. This is TP for Vladimir. Jen's got to be careful. He's got to get the pushback, and he does. Now watch out. There's the pull. There's the pool and the QSS. The burst damage. It's not enough for Bjergsen. The taunt finds 1, it finds 2, but out they go as Sven pulls them back, but now Broken Blade is out of cooldowns. Has to flash over the wall.
Big disengage there, and in the end, Team Liquid walk away with the dragon and no kills given over.
And critically, that's Broken Blade, TP, Flash, Zhonya's, everything used from him. Bjergsen had to flash out of there as well. The only major cooldown really expended was from Smithy, his Flash ultimate, but that is certainly a trade you are willing to take, and TL are showing the strength of their 5v5 team fight.
4 flash for TL, 3 up for TSM. The backline access towards Core JJ. Puts up the shield. Bjergsen, it's towards Doublet. Gets another shield. Here's the taunt. There's the burst under the turret. And it's 2-0 for TSM. Not willing to give this game up, but a low health bar. The flash, the true damage burn. A trial by fire it is. As Impact answers 1 back. Low health on Acadian. Not going to lose Guardian Angel. TSM the turret and 1 extra kill.
Team Liquid thought the fight was over and had started to disperse to the side lanes, but TSM kept up, went for the dive, and still got the kill.
That was so decisive from TSM. You love to see plays like that. 5-man commitment to diving double lift and Core JJ. There's a Tahm Kench behind him, but they say, no, this is the play we can make.
Yeah, look at the mini-map. Everyone else from Team Liquid going out to farm. TSM, all pinpoint accuracy here in the mid lane. Rek'Sai immediately goes with the ultimate after landing the Prey Seeker, and Smoothie flashes in with the double taunt. But then Team Liquid collapse, and Impact flashes in for the counter kill. This is more money over to Impact, the gangplank. Huge AoE damage is possible, and huge carry performance is possible.
Impact is having such a strong game here, but it's TSM on the Baron. It's TSM with the Callista to secure. Impact has to get back to base and TP, but they don't even know for sure it's happening.
There's a bit of vision picked up. They're still hitting this Baron down about half HP. Callista is not insane damage, but it will matter here. Smithy runs back and forth. He's fast, goes to the play. Oh! And that's Guardian Angel down. Acadian. Will they go for round 2 here? He does not have Smite. And they kill the Smite. And it's 4,000 health on Baron. And Team Liquid, they grab it. Xmithie doing all the heavy lifting.
This is going to be huge. Team Liquid with Baron buff, and the extra kill are going to run straight through mid.
Yeah, they're going to push up. They want an inhibitor here for sure. That play from TL maybe what turns the tides in this game 3. They are looking to fight to stay alive. TSM have got to defend now.
St. Louis erupts for Team Liquid. Bjergsen trying to bait out some cooldowns. Sven's got to be careful as well. Hit up a little bit. The turrets are taking damage. No stun to be found, but still 5v4. Acadian 10 seconds away, but the wave is cleared. It's Impact split pushing. Demolish triggers again, and they knock down yet another turret. The gold, 6,000 puts Team Liquid ahead. Their mid game is online, and they are getting these kills.
Huge tipping point there, and they're not actually giving up with the siege. Impact is powering up this cannon minion, and mid lane is almost down.
There's no impale just yet. The ults are important to track and to watch for. Exhaust for Core JJ.
It's so hard for Nkady to engage now, though. He has no GA, no flash, so despite the fact that he can do a lot of damage, it's very likely a one-way trip if he goes in. So we'll see if he can find any opportunity, but also key to remember, the Elder is up in 1 minute. The Baron buff will still be active for TL, giving them those extra stats.
Their goal right now is to get the inhibitor before the Elder Dragon spawn. It gives you so much more pressure with super minions. TSM trying to defend, but the tower goes down.
Impact on the wings, does have ulti. TSM finds some damage, but the chain won't go through all the way. Lots of money in the pockets of TL right now. More than 1,000 on every single person. A reset before the fight would be worth it. And with 45 seconds till the spawn, that's going to be enough with the Baron empowered recall.
The Team Liquid veteran showing poise here in the later stages. Xmithie finally goes in. He strikes with the ultimate to pull back the enemy jungler, and they're able to finish off the kill, taking the smite away.
And critically, the Baron was never reset there. Acadian was tanking the Baron throughout that play when he did get Skarner ulted. He is not someone that can tank it in a long take. They do not have the healing. They do not have the pure front line to do that. And TL are able to punish them there and get their first real grip in any game of this series.
Let's try to get a little bit of vision with those Sentinels, but it's Team Liquid who do own the map right now. Elder Dragon is alive, and it's a bit stronger of a buff for Team Liquid. They've killed 3 Elemental Drakes to TSM's 2. 50 seconds on Baron.
It's critical to remember, though, TSM, despite the fact that they are down in this game, 1-1 team fight this late in could mean victory.
Xmithie does have a stun. QSS now on 4 of the possible targets. Only Acadian does not have a way out. Could be the target for round 2 of this team fight. 11 kills apiece. The gold lead still 5,000 with Team Liquid. They start the Dragon now.
Yeah, and they also have minions running down mid lane here. Tahm Kench ultimate could take double bliff right back to the fight. TSM are running out of time. Team Liquid trying to pull them across the map.
TL have to be careful, though, that they don't actually get pincered here. Bjergsen going back and forth, and if he can find a pick.
Oh, in goes the Galio, pops the QSS after the Impale, but they still have CC, and they will kill Smoothie. Never saved by Sven. 1 for 0. Now maybe a collapse, not gonna find that, but a 5v4 is good for an objective.
And Impact is massive at this point of the game. He is full build on the GP, and he is a menace to TSM.
Team Liquid's strength grouped up as 5 is too much. They're able to take down the Elder Dragon now, and they will return with an inhibitor kill in mid lane and true damage.
This is so much power. 2.5 minutes on all 5 members and plenty of burn damage. Even if the Elemental Drake buffs don't work in combat, the Elder Dragon one still does, and those count then. 2.5 minutes of absolute power play. It'll even be on as Baron spawns for just a few moments. Team Liquid's late game, you can see it spike up there around that Baron take.
Back-to-back defending champions will not go down without a fight. And they're gonna bring the fight right to TSM's doorstep. Teleport, flank from Broken Blade. TSM looking to make the play.
The long flank, the turret still alive. Double it picked up. That's Devoured Town on cooldown. Here comes the re-engage. Galio to join as well. They picked up Broken Blade, but the re-engage isn't enough. Smoothie dropped. They've traded back on a Jensen. They've got another on a Rek'Sai. It's only 2 alive for TSM, and 2 games is where they will stay. Zen is running for dear life, but he's not gonna get away from this one. The ace and Doublelift and the rest of Team Liquid will answer back. We will go to game 4, and Team Liquid will hope for the reverse sweep for their 3rd straight title. They've got a lot of road ahead, but they've taken that first step, taking game 3 over TSM.
In the first 2 games, the questions were posed. Can Impact stand up in the top lane? And in game 3, he gives us the answer, a resounding yes on the gangplank. He goes with the blind pick, and Impact hangs on in classic fashion, surviving, getting stronger and stronger throughout that game, and he was incredibly strong in those late game fights.
Team Liquid get the Tahm Kench for Core JJ to keep Doublelift safe, and Xmithie on the Skarner. Point and click punishment for TSM misplays. Anyone who stepped out of line instantly got hit with the Skarner ultimate, and those picks got them the objectives.
They certainly did, and for TSM, it was going to be so much more difficult to execute on that composition if you did get to late game, if TL was able to survive. This is the first time seeing TL really get to that stage with the protection for Doublelift, with the ability to keep him safe and see him shine in those team fights. And TSM may want to shift bans to deny, some of these picks even earlier now.
Yeah, going to be important. Of course, we had seen TSM drop those bans in earlier on in the draft to guarantee CoreJ couldn't play such a champion. But we saw what the 2-on-2 looked like. Heads up 2v2, fairly meta, sort of standard bottom lanes there, and it was heads and shoulders. Doublelift and CoreJ, the better 2-on-2, massive farm lead, and then in the team fights, he was indeed kept safe. Impact popped off with a blind pick. Game 3 is in the books. The Safe Farm analyst desk is now standing by to see how that game played out.
Thank you very much, Freak. TL heard our prayers for a Game 4, and they deliver. Not willing to go down without a fight. Let's talk about the composition they crafted this time around on blue side to get that victory.
Well, I think the biggest thing is they secured an actual late game top lane carry for Impact that he performed really well on the Gangplank. You get that gold early on, and then the late game team fights, it's only going to get better for you. And that's what happened. TSM was not able to handle late game GP.
And I think it was the first draft for Team Liquid that was normal, where you're not playing into Sonateric and trying to pull out the surprise strategical counter. You're not playing the Heimerdinger, which no one really wants to see. No offense, Jensen,
never again.
So this is the first draft that was like, this is the TL we had been kind of seeing all split long.
You had that protection for Doublelift with the Tom Kench from CoreJJ, as well as an aggressive pick. We saw some pretty astronomical CSDs, coming out of TL to get them a bit of an early advantage. In particular in that bot lane for Doublelift. So that one will feel good, but it's about putting 2 more of those together.
And I think it comes off the Varus. The Varus pick is becoming more and more valuable, not only being able to bring poke to a lot of the compositions that you have Zoe being so popular, but the fact that you also have that hard engage, almost like an Ashe, but even stronger because it starts spreading around. So this pick is being first picked a lot. I think it's going to be very important moving forward in Game 4 and 5.
I mean, it was really interesting in the bot lane because while they did build a big CS lead, there was so much action around the bot lane that was not always going in Team Liquid's favor. They had the time where they killed Smoothie, could have redove the turret, but misplayed it and ended up losing out. And then a couple times, CoreJJ died without ever getting his shield off as Tom Kench. And these are mistakes we're not used to seeing. So they won this game, and they could have won it a lot harder if they played up to, I think, our expectations.
Right. As long as they move forward to this next game, keeping a similar game plan and game draft, just let Impact play a Gangplank or a tank or someone that isn't an engager. Let Xmithy play someone easy and give a strong lane matchup mid and give Doublelift a strong AD carry. We'll see that the game goes past 30 minutes, and that's when Team Liquid is strong. They've never been known to be super dominant early 20 minutes. You want a team comp that can scale versus TSM, and this is a game where they had outscaling comp and keep doing that.
No surprise then that our first replay comes 27 minutes into the game. You got to let TL warm up into it, but this one goes in favor of them. 2-0 near the Dragon.
Right, Vladimir is not that strong yet at this point in the game. He feels like he's Vladimir in game 1, but he's not the same Vladimir yet. He has almost no damage to Doublelift. And Team Liquid actually just group together here and they can just take this fight finally because they've reached a point where they're not so far behind. Their team comp has scaled, and the only way they lose if Doublelift gets picked or Syndra gets picked, and that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, he had summoners available, and after Doublelift flashed out, TL has an inside track to collapse. They're super fast with that speed up, and then to make matters for bad to worse, Impact, who's been picking up kills left and right a little bit, gets a huge shutdown on Acadian. From this point onwards, the GP, I believe, was 5-2 and so strong it felt like he was 100% the main carry, even though there were the Varus and the Syndra. It was like, GP will carry these fights.
That was a solo queue play, by the way.
It really was.
His entire team was in base. Even if you get the kill there, you're dead after, and that's not worth it.
I also think a big problem is with the Rek'Sai. If you carry too hard, as in you take all the kills, that's not good. You're not actually able to scale. So I think Acadian moving forward in this champion, you have to actually start donating some of that gold away because you are not capable of team fighting on this champion. Like, you need to get the Vlad the gold, the LeBlanc the gold, and then the team fights are easy.
Acadian fell down there. He fell down at the Baron as well. That's what really put things in favor of Team Liquid, gave them the map control to threaten that first inhibitor and ultimately take the Elder Drake. It was soon after that Elder Drake that we found the final fight. TSM, they wanted to look for the engage. If they were going to go out, they wanted to go out with some flair here, with some fight, but it wasn't enough.
I don't actually like this play. I feel like they should have just given up the inhibitor. I don't think Team Liquid would have made a play to end the Nexus. And if you are going to take this fight, it's just like, you have to wait another 35 seconds to a minute for the Elder to fall off, just give up your inhibitor. Team Liquid is not going to end the game here, and don't take this fight.
It was still relatively close, and you would think maybe if Broken Blade plays that a little bit better, they can win that. But the highest point, they have Elder Dragon. You can look for that flank in a minute when TL has to go back to Baron. You are down 2 inhibitors, so it is going to be do or die, but it's better to take a fight then when you don't have to deal with the Elder Burn. And Core JJ flashing as Tahm Kench is suddenly killing Bjergsen.
Yep, we're going to a game 4. TSM, which side selection? They're going back to blue, right? All right, so TL, if we're going to game 5, now on red side, you've yet to pick up a win on that side. Crumbs, what's the answer? How do they take what they learned here in a win in game 4 and apply it? Or in a game 3 and apply it?
Some of it is what Hai mentioned. Make sure that impact is not on the initiator, but rather on the damage dealer. And Xmithie loved him on the Skarner. Even though some of the fights were a little bit iffy, your job is so easy. You press boots, you flash R, and it's that simple. It's not a Jarvan, it's not a Rek'Sai, but it gets the job done. It starts the party, and that's what Team Liquid needs to do when you hit that 30-minute mark. You get those engages really quickly. So I think Skarner moving forward, ban the Taric, and you're good to go.
Let's play or go ahead and throw in a point.
I was going to throw in the GP will probably be seeing the ban.
Yeah.
So I would like to see what else they can have. I like what GP does in terms of being able to help bot lane from the top lane. It's not about you. Even if you fall behind your GP, you're fine. Like, a tank can fulfill that. It's really scary to pick a tank into Broken Blade, so maybe that's where on red side you can send some of those draft resources to Impact to give them a good matchup while still being a team-focused champion.
Right, from TSM's point of view, all they really need to do is pick a champion that isn't laying down. They picked Kalista into Varus and got destroyed in that lane, even with Rek'Sai camping down there. So pick a better matchup for your bot lane and a better matchup for your top, and try and focus top more than focusing bot. Just let them go even and make the plays top side and give the lead to Broken Blade.
We won 5 games. TSM wants 4 games. They're looking to end it here. But I do want to talk about real quickly before we head to a break what the pressure is like that some of these guys are feeling. Because, hey, you felt really good on your hot 2-0 start, but you've just taken your first loss in a final series. Looking at Acadian, the guy who died multiple times to kind of catalyze that loss. Hai, talk to me about what's going on in that huddle. How do you get a rookie like that, a playoff rookie, back into the mindset of you can do great things, you can make plays on this stage, and still come away with the win?
Right. First off, these guys are really nervous. They're keeping their Doran's Blade, their Doran's Shield, not getting a pink ward. They're not syncing their Baron waves together, and they're forgetting so many fundamentals of the game because they're getting caught up with the hype. They're not paying attention to how to actually play the game, and they're just feeling the energy from the stage, and sometimes that can be bad for you. So you need to just go back to setting the game to 0-0, and go back to what you were doing before and just realize that, hey, this is just a game like any other game, and do your best to not feel the pressure of the crowd on you.
There you have it. TL looking to extend us to 5 games. TSM looking to shut them down. Team Liquid showed why they're the reigning champions and have picked up a win of their own. We'll see if they can tie the series when we return for Game 4.